Hello and welcome to Syrtis Major. We got a game between Varro, I believe it's Congreve, going UEF, first land, taking on Tag Rock. I believe this game is from a few weeks ago, I'm not really sure, but recently Tag Rock's been playing a little more ladder, has moved up in the rankings, top 10 now. And he's one of those players, if he decides to start playing a lot, can go in the first place, so we'll see how he does against Congreve, who regularly plays in the qualifications for Worldwide People's Championships over 2000. He's somewhere in the top 20. You can see in terms of the 1v1 ranking, both pretty high and very similar. I'll actually slow this down. You can see in terms of power, quite similar things going on at 3 factories at the starting position for Varro, deciding to go 2 P-gens, 2 mask extractors. That's a very nice build, gets you in a good place. I like to do that one myself. Looks like 3 P-gens. And this is nice. This, I think, for a close Hydro. 3 P-gen, 2 engineers to the Hydro will get you a very good position. Actually, I'm going to take a closer look at what Rock is doing here. You can see he would have stalled on mass already if he didn't reclaim with this engineer. So he got 97 mass. He's only got about 35 in the bank. But he's in very good power position. Now is at 180. And yeah, this is really good stuff. And now he's moving out. He's got a scout. It looks like his ACU is going to go to the mid very quickly. Let's see how that turns out, given that Varro is doing a 3 factory build. So Rock with a second land, but quite a bit advanced. Air factory for Rock nearly built. And so yeah, so 4 plus 100, got 180 power. Varro, meanwhile, 100% P-gens. This is actually quite surprising. This is the second air out of 6 Tech 1 P-gens. So Varro is going to be going second air just like Rock. He's quite a bit later on the air factory. He's just finished the air factory. Rock already has a bomber. Then he's also going to get an interceptor. Seeing Rock is expanding to the side choke points with just the scouts. Also a scout here from Varro. And of course the main target for Rock would be this engineer. He doesn't know about it yet. He will bomb the scout. So now Varro definitely knows there's a bomber on the loose. See what he does. He's got interceptor, going to be assisting. Got a stop move and an interceptor from Varro also coming in. And you can see this is good from Rock. He flew just long enough to give his interceptor a chance. And looks like not enough there from Rock. He did get a really nice kill though with his interceptor, but no kills on the bomber. Rock also stalling on mass quite hard. He does not have an expanding engineer to the top. I don't believe I missed anything. But there is no engineer expanding to the top. There's a similar engineer for Varro going to the bottom. And now Rock is going to attempt to deny any air production. A bomber did come out, but looks like it will be shut down by Rock. Really, that bomber would have not much to bomb. There's a Mantis for Rock, choosing not to move in, just playing defense. Rock, meanwhile, has not yet broken through the Tech 1 point defense. He's going to take some shots. He's going to get his RD in range. And the ACU for Varro is still working on factories. The 4th factory that's going to be built by Varro's ACU. Varro finally catching up with power. It looks like we'll recover a bit of air control over his own base. Was forced to make a couple flags that I saw somewhere. But this lack of rating from Rock, the bomber, was a bit disappointing. Good defense from Varro. Got those interceptors just in time. Means this is now a huge advantage for Varro. Already 4 or 5 Tech 1 mass extractors. Also a raider on its way, and once he gets that factory, very difficult to deny, although total air control from Rock. Another bomber. Looks like it will be transport, so that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, Rock has broken through a Tech 1 point defense. He's targeting the gateway. That's going to be quite a bit of mass. And neither player really moving past the choke point on the top, although big numbers advantage for Varro. Looks like he's just going to use it for defense. And an engineer that's going to grab a whole bunch of extra mass. Finally, a couple engineers for Rock are going to make it coming up minute 6. Going to grab all that mass up on top. Varro running away with power here. Oh, maybe not, just the 2 extra power generators. And at this point, it does look like Rock is going to get huge mass boost from the middle, which means he needs a lot more power to utilize it. He's got some power storage. And he's got 2 engineers in the power spam. 2 engineers in the power spam for Varro as well, but 2 engineer advantage. Rock now running into a point defense. He probably expected Varro to have taken care of this one. And an overcharge from Rock takes care of it. It did lose about 2,500 hit points, and here's a successful drop. Some Manti from Rock. Although the transport, very expensive transport, is killed. There is already a couple strikers here. Rock, I think Rock moved in a little too hard there, but that was a bit late. A couple bombers would have done a much better job. And all kinds of problems for Rock here on the bottom. He's going to lose a number of mass extractors. And also interesting point defense, strange place to put it. In the middle, it looks like Rock has now retreated with the entire quantum gate reclaimed. Let's see the reclamation numbers. He's nearly got 5,000. There's plenty of mass in the bank. He's about to run out of power. He's now ahead in power by 6 P-gens. And now a point defense from Varro. I think here it's not necessary for Varro to do that. He could have just moved through. And an assault successfully defended by Rock. So early on, quite even in terms of map control, maybe a slight advantage for Varro still, but now Rock is taking over. Stop expansion. A couple units trying to sneak in for Rock are not going to do it. And actually, it could be a push through the top choke point for Varro, as Varro is getting hit by a bunch of Manti through the middle, but all these walls preventing the flow. Varro also has units in support. Rock trying to follow up. He's got a good recon with his interceptors. Probably will choose to pull back. And this is going to be unlucky. This tank with 4 health could be in position to deny an engineer that was going to build a whole bunch of mass extractors. Let's see if this happens. It's a bit of luck there from Varro. That's going to be a bit of problems. And actually Rock now needs to run away. He does not want to get trapped. He's saying probably now the walls will help Rock. He's just going to make himself a hole and walk through it. He is nearly full health, has some units and support. While there is a push now from Varro through the top, single column. Not the best way to send your units in. Those are going to get slaughtered, as Varro will pull them back. Huge power advantage now for Rock, which probably should turn into a big air spam, but a lot more Tech 2 mass extractors for Varro. So even though Varro got much less reclaim, looks like he's used that map advantage to catch up. I mean, he's got so much in the bank. It's quite ridiculous. He's got quite a few extra Tech 1 mass extractors, it seems, as well. He's sitting at 19. Looks like he's also got 3 Tech 2s. While the Rock is sitting at 17. He's getting pretty close. And Rock only has 2 Tech 2 mass extractors. Both players have quite a bit of mass in the bank, nearly 1,000 each. but really the big difference in eco is the power. See if Rock decides to use that somehow. Of course, extra power means you can get cool gun upgrades or go with air. And it looks like Tech 2 gunships now for Rock, and these gunships from Cybran, by far the best Tech 2 gunships. They were just scouted by Varro. They have so much splash on them. A wall being put up by Rock. Doesn't look like it will be finished. And this Tech 1 point defense will also not be finished. It looks like neither player really pushing through the middle. ACU for Varro just sort of hanging out. And now gunship for Rock. Tech 2 land. And a whole bunch of Tech 2 flak, Tech 2 engineers coming up for Varro. A couple of Tech 2 gunships now moving to the top. Of course, now it'll be up for Rock to avoid the Tech 2 flak. And imagine these will get a lot of kills. Manta versus Strikers. These are going to get a lot of kills. Pretty good air support, and that's the disadvantage of Varro with now only half the power. Needs more engineers on this. And perhaps some Tech 2 power would be really nice for Varro to begin catching up. Looks like it's multiple teams of engineers making power. Total of 4. And quite a few engineers helping with the Tech 2 mask extractors. That's one thing I noticed playing against Rock. He's very good at building up his eco. He always uses NGs to help out mask extractors, so he really focuses on one. Although here, that's not the case. This is a lot of build capacity now on this air factory. Straight up gunships. 26 kills on this one. 7 on the other. And a whole bunch of Tech 1 anti-air. And now Tech 2 flak, and it looks like 28 kills is the final number. Although now this point defense is taken out. There are big numbers for Rock's Tech 1 land spam. Rock, though, having some problems on the bottom. There are some gunships. I try to provide support. And it doesn't look like there's any Tech 2 flak in that position. On top, meanwhile, Rock getting the victory. It's going to be a lot of reclaim. He's already got engineers working on it. A radar. Engineers reclaiming. The top is going to be taken out. On the bottom, a loss of a couple mask extractors for Rock, but more and more gunships on the case. Also some engineers in position. Just an NG spam on this factory. As long as Rock keeps it, he'll be able to rebuild very quickly. And now Varro's ECU is still in the middle, 21 kills. With the units from Rock rolling through the middle as well. And I've been seeing a lot of Tech 2 mask extractors now for... Actually, these are not... Yeah, this is Tech 2. Varro in a straight up eco mode here. Giving up a little bit of map control. Looks like he did get some Tech 2 power. Now making some pillars. A little more build capacity on his air factory. But now the gunships are going to go to work on Varro's expansion. So Varro is going to begin losing Tech 1 mask extractors. Although, if we look at the Tech 2s, see a total of 8 for Varro. Still has a lot of mass in the bank. See only 5 for Rock. And a bit of an air fight that Rock is in danger of losing. If he loses those, that's going to be a huge loss. Each one of these costs about 200 mass. I believe it's exactly 200. Yeah, actually look that up. Well, it's 240 mass, 4800 power, and the ratio is 20. So same as a Tech 1 point defense or a power storage in terms of mass. Now we're seeing some Tech 2 from Varro. The pillars making it on the field. Going to be fighting a whole bunch of Manta. I still haven't seen Tech 2 land from Rock. Just a lot of build capacity on his Tech 2 air factory, and I switched to interceptors. Gunships against Varro's ACU. Varro just sort of sitting there half health. He needs to get flak to his ACU immediately, or this could be a very short game. A lot of interceptors not coming in. Imagine they're probably going to target these individually. Varro going down to 3,000 health. And is this going to be it? Flag coming in for Varro. Varro going down to 1,000 health, under 1,000. And this single flag just rolled through. 800 health. And absolutely demolished all that air from Rock. Rock nearly won the game. He's still in a very good position, but he just lost a lot of his airplanes. Lost a few thousand mass. But now we got Cybran artillery shooting over the hill directly into Varro's base. Here's Varro's Tech 2 has failed him here, but he's got more. And let's see, there's so much reclaim here for Rock. Rock has a bunch of units standing by. Need to move in. Cruise missiles on the way. Excellent stuff from Rock. Cruise missiles now flying in. We saw that TMD get taken out by Varro. And whenever you're playing UEF, you might notice that. And if you're playing UEF, always use cruise missiles against them. Their TMD is absolutely terrible. Varro now under a shield. And actually Varro is up by 500 power. So he is in position to make more air, and he did have a lot more Tech 2 mass extractors, which are now beginning to die. Some Tech 2 flak in the bottom right. Assault group from Varro. Rock now moving through the middle, so Rock moving through all different choke points. And still no Tech 2 land, just Manti plus artillery harassing. And they really combined quite well here. More cruise missiles coming in, but not really sure what these are going to hit. These just might hit the shield. Shield does the job. Interesting route here for Rock. He's going to get unlucky. He's going to run into a point defense. Just going to get a lot of kills. This is nice. He's going to get in behind. There's some Tech 2 mass extractors for Varro. Rock being very aggressive with Tech 2 air. Taking out another TMD. Some stationary Tech 2 flag from Varro. Quite a rare unit to see, given there's Tech 2 land available. Much more expensive than a Tech 2 mobile flag, but pretty much does the same job. Rock now using the Corsairs to snipe. TMD still one up. So far 3 kills on that cruise missile. Of course, every time you get one of your cruise missiles shot out of the air, you lose 180 mass that you spent on it. And now Rock has taken over map control. Most of this game, map control has belonged to Varro. And more. This is where we see the TMD from UEF just not being able to do the job. 280 mass that you pay for it. Gotta make a whole bunch. This is now over 1,000 mass invested in TMD. Quite a bit of mass lost in terms of mass extractors. And now Tech 2 force from Varro, which is looking quite scary, I think, for Rock. There was engineers trying to take advantage, but now they're going to be denied. I believe Rock here. He's got 20,000 reclaim. He's got 3,000 in the bank. Hasn't made too much power lately. And Varro ahead in power, only 9,000 reclaim, so twice as much reclaim for Rock, but I think Varro has the opportunity to get those numbers back. Although he hasn't really had too much of an answer for these Corsairs. Corsairs, of course, an excellent unit. However, it is quite expensive. It's a 420 mass. Gunships, oh actually gunship, yeah, 240. Corsairs 420. And also quite a bit more power. So definitely not a unit you just want to throw away. But sniping that TMD was quite nice. Good use of Corsairs. And the Tech 2 force now for Varro moving through. Rock non-stop firing. Whole bunch of missiles in the bank as well. Not really sure where that missile's flying to. Maybe this. So this is a good opportunity for Rock to kill a cruise Tech 2 mass extractor. Looks like it was a factory, so 240 mass for a factory. This will deny any engineer in this position. There's one engineer here in the back. This is a massacre of engineers by a very powerful force, the most powerful force Varro has on the field. I'd like to see it go up a little bit. And we're seeing a lot of mass now for Rock. He's sitting on 12 Tech 2 mass extractors, producing over 100. Which probably means we're going to see Tech 3 here soon. See just Tech 2 land, some Tech 2 power, Tech 2 air with a lot of build capacity. A couple bombers here would be very nice. For Varro, a couple of Janus bombers from UEF do a very good job. But Rock, been extremely aggressive through the air. Hasn't really upgraded his land too much. He does have this Tech 2, now going straight to Tech 3. Imagine these factories now are going to be all in terms of all in engineer spam. So once you go Tech 3 or even Tech 2, take all the factories. First off, you want to get a factory that's sort of all by itself. Wouldn't even want to have this power really that close, although it does give a little bit of bonus. And then you want to spam engineers right behind it. See, it's a move order here. And then you want to assist that factory without moving in front of it. Absolutely nothing stopping this force except Varro himself here. Whole bunch of Tech 2 bombers in the back. This is 2,000 mass flying through the air. Nearly 2,000. Killing Tech 2 mass extractors. They did kill 2,000 mass right there. Some interceptors are going to be killing. The thing about Cybran Corsairs, unlike the Janus bomber or, oh, this is very nice, or the Seraphim Tech 2 bomber, they're actually quite weak. Oh, there's another good bomb. Quite weak in air-to-air fights. They don't have a very good gun for the AA. And now we're seeing Tech 3. Some Titans on the field for Varro. See how that works out for him. On top, we're seeing an extremely slow force, and I think now Rock will finally put some units on the case. A huge lost opportunity for Varro. He could have just moved through. There was plenty of anti-air in this force. This force is busy killing engineers. There's so many Tech 2 mass extractors that could have been killed. But I think it's still possible for Varro to do something, but he's giving way too much respect to Rock. Might even say he could have gone straight for the ACU here as well. Varro now with a Tech 3 force in the middle. Might think about going to the bottom choke point, at least some of it. There's nothing defending these 3 Tech 1 mass extractors, actually 5 Tech 1 mass extractors. And a bunch of units for Varro not doing much at all. 1,000 advantage in power now for Rock. Huge Tech 1 interceptor spam. And we're seeing bricks for Rock. So Rock pretty much skipping Tech 2 for Cybran. Going Mantis 2 bricks. That's something quite common on maps that have a lot of mass. Get map control with Mantis. Then you go Loyalists or bricks, depending on whether the map is spread out or it's full of choke points. Minute 23, we got a little more build capacity on the air factory. And now Percy's. So we're in the assault stage. Percy's versus bricks. And I think Varro pretty much losing an opportunity to do a lot of damage. And still, as time is ticking, a whole bunch of undefended units for Rock. Although overall the production for Varro is higher. Imagine he has some Tech 3 mass extractors or something along those lines. He's got some Tech 2s that are damaged. No, maybe he was just getting a lot of reclaim, and now he's got power problems. He's at 1700 reclaim, Rock 2100, so Varro catching up. But that's a significant deficit now. And now we got bricks on the field, on the bottom choke point. This is not the time to attack anymore for Varro. He needs to just pull back. On top, though, Still no bricks on top. And this force, some of the most timid commanders in this force. The thing about units in this game, they do not get better with age. Veterancy cannot make up for the fact that mass goes up. Titans versus a brick in the middle. The worst Tech 3 unit versus maybe the best, but a Persean support is really going to help. Although one of the Titans dies anyway. But this right here, whole bunch of Tech 2 defense. Tech 3 engineer in the middle for Rock. And Rock non-stop harassment with Tech 2 bombers. Titans absolutely getting massacred. Some nice juicy mass chunks for Rock to go ahead and reclaim. And this is mind-boggling. And I think once the brick gets into a position, the opportunity will be lost. But finally, how about these units? Some arties finally going to move in, try to take care of the situation. So Rock has really been the beneficiary of 7 Tech 1 mass extractors for the last 5 minutes that he shouldn't have had. And of course 5 minutes 300 seconds, and that's 14 mass times 300 seconds. That's nearly 5,000 mass. That's 4 of these bricks that Varro allowed Rock to just have. Now we're seeing a whole bunch of Tech 3 arty from Varro. Also mobile missile launchers. While Rock is on a pretty major assault here, both Tech 2 bombers and now bricks. Also we're seeing Tech 2 transports, which means bricks might bypass this choke point and just dive in directly. Yep, there's a brick. See how far that transport goes, although some interceptors are in the case. And when you're facing EF and you know they don't have Tech 3, can transport your units without too much fear. When you're facing Aeon, however, Swift Winds are very good at killing these. And now the brick is going to start killing the timid military here. It's going to use its range. Yeah, some of the worst field commanders in this force. But finally, these arties do a good job. Kind of ridiculous what's happening on top. The dropped off bricks going to take care of these Tech 1 mass extractors. And the expansion is completely lost now for Varro. Rock with a huge amount of Tech 2 transports. I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but he can move a lot of build capacity or forces with those 6 Tech 2. Brick running through the middle, and this is the way to use Tech 3. You spread them out. Brick shooting the ground. Some Tech 3 artillery having to respect this, moving back. One option for Varro, of course, here, I believe he is not just getting Tech 2 engineering, is to get the gun against the bricks. Still very dangerous, but not artillery. This brick is getting quite close. The shield is saving the arty. And also some Tech 2 point defenses. And that brick just might die here, and Percy comes to the side, takes care of it. Up on top we're seeing pillars versus bricks, and also some very expensive mobile missile launcher platforms that need to move back. Percy in the mix as well, being targeted. See how much those missile platforms cost. Only 400 mass, but still, don't want to throw those away. Brick versus Percy in the middle. Brick doing some dodging, getting some help from Tech 2 PD. Takes care of the issue. And now here the difference between these two factions once we go from Tech 3 to the experimental stage. Of course, fatties versus spiders. Spiders get countered by Percy's quite well, but they do make a brick force much more formidable. Fatties, meanwhile, are quite weak, but do have the range on anything that Rock might have. Bricks getting a lot of kills. Percy trailing. And one thing we've seen in this game, Rock definitely much better playing multiple fronts. We've seen a lot of idle units from Varro and really not taking care of things that are given to him. We're seeing a couple of Perseus on the case. They're going to try to deny this brick to grab back these 7 mask structures for Varro. And of course, quite a bit of reclaim in that position as well. We are seeing some arty. Not really sure where. I think it's these. Let's check out the range on Tech 3 arty. It's very nice. We haven't seen any Tech 3 arty yet from Cybran. Actually, now we do see some. And firing back and forth. Huge splash on Cybran. Also some Tech 2 artillery from Rock, so he's investing a lot of mass. Each one of these costs about 2,000. And some power problems now for Rock. Varro now once again ahead on power. Has built quite a bit of Tech 2. Now we're moving in this stage before the experimental stage, where it's basically artillery shoot-offs, where shields are crucial. Also some stealth give a very good advantage, and of course same type of shells as the Tech 3 artillery, but much longer range. So this is a great asset for Rock, but if he loses it, it's a lot of mass, and not having power is a big problem for the shields. And these are all bunched together. A couple more shells from Varro's Tech 3 arties. Might be a disaster, although this is very quickly built Tech 2 arty from Rock. Rock, huge advantage in terms of mass. Advantage he really shouldn't have had. This is a Tech 2 Raider. That's a great position in a Tech 2 Raider. And this single shield could be in trouble. Some cruise missiles will be nice. And this would be a great target for a bomber. A single Janus bomber could take out all those. And that right there is 1600 mass. Once this shield drops, it's going to be all kinds of disaster. And there it is. One arty somehow survives. Another shield for Varro, but a bit too late. So a major loss in the middle for Varro. Varro, though, with some Perseus, making progress, running some Tech 2 point defenses. So finally we're seeing some aggression for Varro, but he forgot to do something. There's a bunch of free units to kill. On the other side we have a arty and a Percy that's going to be facing multiple bricks. Plus a lot of reclaim here. And a major air fight. This is not where Varro wants to have this one. Over a whole bunch of Tech 3 anti-air. This is still Tech 1. So this is going to get a lot of kills. Although probably there's some flak here as well. And a major disaster for Varro. He's just lost a lot of mass in terms of Tech 1 interceptors. Tech 1 interceptors each cost 50 mass. I imagine there's probably about 50 there, so that's a lot of mass. Bricks and Perseus, but Perseus getting hit by some Tech 3 arty. Still taking care of the bricks though. And this right here is not something that Rock wants to lose. But so much firepower from that arty. These Perseus really not an even fight against the bricks. Also some Tech 2 point defenses, some great chunks of mass for Rock to reclaim. Also a single brick here pushing back against a couple Perseus. And now we got this Tech 2 arty firing directly into Varro's base. You can see the range on these. Quite significant. There's 9 of them. I want to see how much each one of those costs. Is quite a bit. It's 1700 mass. So 10 of those. That's same thing, almost the same thing as a spider bot. Varro now appears to be catching up in terms of mass, although no, it's just reclaim. Also Tech 3 power for Rock. He's now switched to Tech 3 air. Also getting a couple Tech 3 mask extractors. Looks like this is third. But loss here. And Varro here, with his victory, is not really taking care. He's leaving so much behind. He's leaving engineers, getting free masks. He's leaving mask extractors. And direct fire from all this stuff for Rock in the middle. I think a fatty would be a very nice thing for Varro. And this is where shields plus Tech 2 flak is going to be so good for Varro. Only one kill so far, but I imagine there's going to be a lot more kills for that flak here soon. Percy's moving forward. If they lose this flak here, it'll be very bad for Varro. Bricks now attacking the shield. Percy shooting at the wrong units. They really need to start taking care of the bricks. This flak now with 11 kills. And once again, the field generals here for Varro not doing a good job. Rock moving through the middle with his artillery, also leading with a Tech 3 engineer. And now 2 Percys versus 3 bricks plus some shields though. That looks like focus firing. Be a very even battle. On the other side, we've seen the Percys firing at the ground here, dying, not allowing the gunships to go ahead and clean up. And actually now some artillery shooting from across the field. There's just so much firepower here from Rock in the middle. And looks like Rock is going to try to build another row of Tech 2 arty. And I believe he ran out of bricks. He doesn't have any more bricks, which will make this very vulnerable. Although Varro now trying to get more shields up. If he loses this power, and he's in danger of doing that, that's going to make all kinds of problems for him. Not what you want to happen to your power. Although I think this RD is probably going to die very soon. Although it did a lot of damage. We're now seeing Rock nearly double Varro's power. Take 3 air now. On the field, bricks. Minute 36, Varro. 38,000 reclaim. Imagine Rock's number is huge here. 43 actually catching up. But a huge power advantage, now Tech 3 air. No Tech 3 air in sight. But a fatty nearly complete for Varro. And a fatty is going to be a very good counter to that huge infrastructure that Rock has in the middle. There is also Tech 3 power for Varro, which means losing these Tech 2s wasn't that big a deal. And now Tech 3 air for Rock moving in. Once that fatty is done, this game might get a little more interesting. And here gunships versus flak under shields in the Percy. Unfortunate. And this is interesting. This is where, yeah, Tech 2 transports. Oh, they denied that flak. They froze the flak. This is why Rock has these the EMP weapons. So Rock showing that he knows Cybran quite well. Fatty is now moving for Varro. It's a lot of air here in the middle. I can get killed. And I imagine the Fatty should have a very similar range to all that Tech 2 artillery. It's probably one of the reasons that Rock built it, to deny the Fatty. It's a very dangerous game though, because these don't have too many shields. And of course, it's going to be a very similar range. Fatty does have a shield. But a serious mass advantage now for Rock, he did lose that Tech 3 mask extractor here to these Perseus, but these Perseus with their Rex more than make up for it. And now we're seeing a long stream of bricks. This is a massive brick spam. Just seeing, yeah, this is going to be huge on top for Rock. On the bottom, Rock has already won. And this fatty is now being denied. Can't get close enough to shoot. So if you're facing UEF and you're afraid of the fatty, this is the counter. This is less mass than the fatty. Of course, the fatty can move. And now we're seeing a lot of Tech 2 bombers. Could be ready to come in. If this fatty takes any damage, they could put an end to it. It's a bit unfortunate there for Varro. Now Varro moving out of the middle. And now this fatty really has to be careful. Looks like cruise missiles. Yeah, this is a big row. Yeah, cruise missiles right here. And now these bricks, after taking care of the expansion, also engineers here, gonna get so much free mass. And it looks like these bricks are gonna get taken care of by a couple of Perseus, although a few bricks slip through. Now it looks like Varro, seeing the snipe coming in, calls it GG. Probably could have dodged that. He does move some, yep, he moves some mobile shields. Looks like he was targeting the Tech 2 flag there. Varro survives, so not quite enough. Tech 2 flag destroyed. This is where Corsairs showing their worth. They don't need a very large turn to drop their bombs off. And Rock once again showing that if you fly away with bombers, you know the trajectory of the enemy air force and you just get behind them. Saw that early on and now we're seeing it again. Fatty putting some pressure. And this is the bricks from the top. They ran everything over. The Fatty trying to deny them, and we see now how Rock spreads out the bricks. And this is inexcusable. All this stuff should have been dead a long time ago. Pretty major air fight that Rock isn't dominating. I think one of the reasons for that is there is flak here. And our gunship's moving out. Although this Tech 3 air I think eventually should win it for Rock. And Rock has retreated with the bricks on the top. On the bottom, a pretty big force, although it's just a few Perseus for Varro. Going on a counterattack. Some TMD for Varro, some Tech 3 anti-air. And now Air Force for Varro. He is behind quite a bit on power, but he's got a lot of build capacity on that air. He's got 2 Tech 3 power. Major, oh yeah, and also hives now for Rock. Rock with 3 Tech 3 going for 4th. And you can see all these Tech 1 factories. This is what you got to do with them. Make them build capacity producers. It's making a lot of Tech 3 air, and this is going to be interesting. We're seeing a whole bunch of transports. One of them already has a brick, and all these bricks here could be getting a lift to get in behind Varro's base. And at a Tech 3 stage, this is always a great thing to do. See Fatty getting hit by a bunch of missiles. Of course, with ASF here, it's a very dangerous move from Rock if you choose to do this. Rock moving in with ASF, perhaps trying to draw these out so that it can do a successful drop. And it looks like it's a very short flight. Yeah, it looks like it'll be successful. Varro, he's got to be seeing this on radar. This will really expose the back of his base. Losing these couple of Tech 3s will be an absolute disaster. His Fatty's also getting targeted. Some success for Varro on the right side. But he has no engineers, a single lone engineer here to do anything about it. The bricks are not going to go to work. Fatty is retreating. Oh, and more bricks. Where is the SF? They should have taken care of this, and now so many bricks in behind. Rock putting on the finishing touches. And what we've seen here from Rock, who really knows how to use his units, he hasn't ran a single unit directly into Varro's defense. He's completely taken out the expansions. He made artillery shot from distance and now a drop. He's just carving away all around. Also using his engineers to take advantage. I mean, here, minute 43, how many engineers does Rock have? He's at 400 engineers, and that's a very nice number to have. We're all seeing some Tech 3 gunships and major Percy force. Probably the last hope for Varro, but once again, his field commanders are absolutely terrible. Shooting at the wrong units. Oh man. Some mobile bombs. Those could be nice against Percys. It looks like this was actually taken care of with some minor losses. A couple engineers were destroyed, but the Tech 3 power is still alive for Varro. Could have been much worse. But this right here is an absolute disaster. This was a very good looking Percy force. I think could have done some damage. But they're just going to die up on this hill. Shooting random units they shouldn't have shot at. And a nice present of mass for Rock. Quite demoralizing. Fatty 21 kills. Very well denied by the Tech 2 arty from Rock. Bricks gonna take care of any more expansions. Yet another drop. Looks like it's gonna go quite far. Of course, it's not possible to go off map anymore. This is just along the edge, so it should be visible. And Varro has had enough. Actually, there may have been a snipe. I didn't see. Definitely a possibility. But Rock wins quite dominant. I think a lot of things to learn from this game. Very well played.